Hi, it's almost November. This is crazy. I only missed one book on my October TBR. I'm currently reading Goldfinch, which is one of the ones in my October TBR, but that's the one book I missed. I also thought this time around it might be a good idea to kind of have, this is my current list of Kindle books, and I'm not sure if I should have it visible or not. It's quite ugly, but this is how I see what's on my Kindle without going onto my Goodreads all the time. I think I'll keep it off screen, but if I look off screen to books, it's these, okay? I'm still making an effort to read at least 2 Kindle books a month because I gain 1 to 2 every month, and I'd like to keep it even, if not notch it down. So keep that in mind. Thinking about what I'm hoping to read this month, I think I'd like to keep going with the Narnia series. I've read the first 3, so I am on Prince Caspian next. Other than that, maybe I'd like to finish City of Heavenly Fire just to get it out of the way. I'm not excited for it. I haven't loved most of the books in Mortal Instruments. I haven't read this one yet. A few of them were rereads for me from like a decade ago. I haven't read this one yet. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm not feeling like reading anything intimidating. I'm really liking where I am, and I'd kind of like to stay there. I might want a sci-fi, so I'm not sure if I'll read that. That would have to be a Kindle book. I might try to pick a sci-fi. I think I'm feeling like it. I don't know why. So let's start. Like every month before, I'm going to do 8 prompts. That seems like a really good number for me. I can usually read about 8 books a month, and it gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I want it. Once again, I'm not so keen on buying a new book this month. I think if I get a prompt that I can't do though, I will get something from the library that fits that prompt, probably. So we'll see. Let's begin with number 1. Best first line. Oh, I have to read a lot of first lines. I think instead of doing all of them, I'm just going to take out a few that I think I want to read this month. So Prince Caspian, City of Heavenly Fire. Doubt this will have the best first line. This book is huge. Gosh. I'm thinking maybe saving 6. Tomorrow I should read. I'm really looking forward to reading the fine print. And then should I maybe pick something that I'm not so eager to read, and if it has a really good first line, I kind of have to? That'll be The Pale Horseman. I read the first book of this, a long time ago now, about a year ago, so I should probably get to that soon. Let's see. These days, I look at 20-year-olds and think they are pathetically young, scarcely weaned from their mother's tits, but when I was 20, I considered myself a full-grown man. That's funny. Will I beat that? That's actually really funny. Okay. It's on black. The last time I attended a funeral, I ended up with a broken arm. No. Before Mazer invented himself as Mazer, he was Samson Mazer, and before he was Samson Mazer, he was Samson Macer. A change of 2 letters that transformed him from a nice, ostensibly Jewish boy to a professional builder of worlds, and for most of his youth he was Sam, S-A-M, on the Hall of Fame of his grandfather's Donkey Kong machine, but mainly Sam. But that kind of made me not want to read it. All you need to do is keep your head down and your temper reined in. On the day Emma Carstairs' parents were killed, the weather was perfect. It's actually not bad, but it's not as good as that. Oh no. Am I getting the one I didn't really want to read, but should? Once there were 4 children whose names were Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy, and it had been told in another book called The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe how they had a remarkable adventure. Okay. For that, The Pale Horseman is going to be the first book on our TBR by Bernard Cornwell. It's the 3rd month in a row I'm reading a Bernard Cornwell book. In September, I read 1356 and I rated it 4 stars. Last month I read Fools and Mortals and I DNF'd after I relooked and it was like 90 pages. I've read the first book of this and I enjoyed it. It took me a long time to get through. This is set in, when is this set? It's Viking era. So a long time ago. 956. Book number 1. Okay, second prompt. The main character is your age. Oh, I love that. How will I know? I'm going to do some Googling. So I'm 30. How old is Prince Caspian? Probably real young, right? Once again, let me start with the books I want to read. Maybe I'll just actually go through and see. No. 37 and 28. Okay, Roshina's 32. 29. I might take that one out for now because it's the closest. 36. Rowan is 30. And I wanted to read this one. I don't know if he's the main character. I think he's a main character. That line I read was from his perspective. So I think we're going to choose this because I wanted to read the fine print and the male main character is my age. Also, I love how many adults I found reading these. That most of them were too old for me to read the book for this prompt is, I love that. Good to know. They're not all teenagers in all of these books. Prompt number 3. Your favorite cover. Ooh, I like that. My favorite cover. I think that Things We Never Got Over is very cute. I love a daisy. I don't love the cover of Prince Caspian. I think Once Upon a Broken Heart is also beautiful. So I think I'm choosing between these two for my favorite cover. And I think because the fine print is already like a palette cleanser romance, I don't want to read this month. I just added this to my TBR last month because it was half off for Prime Days. I just quickly looked at all of my books on my wish list and this was the only one that was actually a good deal. So added it to my TBR. But I think for the sake of this, I like the cover better though. So I think I'm cheating if I pick this. We're adding Things We Never Get Over because this is beautiful. Look at this. It's a lot of blue. A lot of blue for November. Prompt number 4. Right, I need to remember Kindle books. Prompt number 4. Canadian historical fiction. I'm Canadian. I think I added this because Canadian authors are difficult to find sometimes, especially Canadian historical fiction. Not many people write about Canadians during the wars, and I love Canadian World War II history. I think it's much more rich than people give it credit for. Anyway, so I'm not sure if I should count it if there are Canadians in it. Like, I think that one of these, I feel like, no. Canadian historical fiction. I almost want to Google the best Canadian historical fiction books and find one from the library. So let's do that. Alias Grace, I've read that. Bride of New France. I loved learning about New France. I took a class on New France and it was very interesting. I have the People of New France textbook here. 2 best friends who are shipped from Paris to Montreal as Filles du Roi. I think I might want to read that. Bride of New France. So I'm going to get that from the library. Ooh. There's 1 copy. There's no holds, so I'll probably get it this month. Okay, Bride of New France is prompt number 4 by Suzanne Desroches. Number 5. A male POV. So I believe this is a male POV, and I believe these are dual POVs. I don't know if Things We Never Got Over is, but probably I feel like romances that are this thick usually are dual. But strictly a male POV. Ooh, this might be where I get my sci-fi off of my Kindle. Let me see. Let's look at my Kindle TBR. Currently it's going by number of pages, and I just noticed the Goldfinch, the book I'm currently reading, is the highest number of pages I have. I'm just going to go by date added, because I should maybe read the oldest books I have. So Maru is the first book I got when off of Prime First Reads, when I bought my Kindle. That came out last February. Woman sci-fi. Good to know. I think Woman, woman, woman. This might be from his perspective, the ninth reign. Multiple, but mainly follows vintage. Okay, I think we're gonna read The Ninth Reign, which is the first book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy by Jen Williams. It says it's multiple POV, but mainly follows a couple of male main characters. So, fifth book is a Kindle book, The Ninth Reign. Let me just screenshot that so I don't forget. That's what I chose. Let's move on to number 6. Most recently purchased is already on the list. So before that it will actually be another Kindle book, because I think it's going to be whatever I got for October Prime First Reads on my Kindle, because I bought most of the new ones I bought at the end of September, minus the one that's already on my list. So let's go to Kindle TBR. Go by date added, most recent. We are choosing A Tribute of Fire, The Eye of the Goddess, Book 1. This has 4.25 stars, and it's a Prime First Reads book. That's kind of unreal, to be honest. It has 1,500 ratings and 4.25 stars. The fate of a cursed nation depends on a princess who must outwit a mortal enemy and outlast the trials of a death-defying ritual. And a thrilling adventure. I'm not going to read more than that. That sounds great. It's fantasy. It's my first fantasy on the list. So, I think Ninth Reign is also fantasy. So I'm reading 2 Kindle fantasy books this month. That's really cool. Cool. Hope you guys don't mind that I don't always do physical books. I don't know, I feel like my Kindle books are just as real as my physical books, and I should utilize my public library, so I try to do that every month at least once. Anyway, I digress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was 6. 2 more. It goes so fast. It's kind of open already. Features magic. So there's already a couple of that. Oh, do you think that Prince Caspian and Narnia includes magic? Can I argue that case? Because after some thick books, this might be really nice. Can we argue that the Narnia series has magic? Yeah, I think so. You know what? It's my choice. I want to read this book. I think Narnia is magical on its own, so it features magic. It has to. Especially even if, like, Lucy still has that potion that she heals people with. Magic. I'm justifying it, and I think that's okay. Last prompt already. What do I hope for? I think even just like a general fiction. I don't know. What do I hope for? Maybe like a classic. Like I could read Little Women. It feels like the right time, so I'll probably read that anyway. I don't know. Does this feel like the right one? It feels big. The first book you ever added to your want to read list. Wow. Okay, let's go back to Goodreads. Let's go to my want to read. The Sunshine Girls by Molly Fader. That'll be 2 years ago now that this was added to my list. The Sunshine Girls. I don't know what this is about. Friendship, transcendent power of a mother's love. That's all I'm going to read. I think it's historical fiction, but like late 20th century historical fiction? Mid 20th century? Based on the cover. They look like they're wearing 50s bathing suits. I should probably get it from the library. I don't think I want to buy another book right now that I'm not even sure what it's about or what I'm gonna think. So let's log back in. Available. Cool. Currently available. So I will pick that up. Hopefully both will be available soon enough that I can just go one day. So it looks a little bit sad because there's only 4 physical books that I own on my November TBR. So for the physical books, let's just do a little recap. I might need my phone because I am not going to remember any of the names of the ones that I caught. So physical books that I have on my November TBR that I own are The Pale Horseman, The Fine Print, Things We Never Got Over, and Prince Caspian. And then I am reading 2 Kindle books, and that is, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Ninth Rain, and A Tribute of Fire. And then I'll be reading 2 library books, The Bride of New France, and Sunshine Girls. Okay. Feels like a good, well-rounded list. It might be a little bit less fall vibes for the most part than I would like. That's a lie. That's a lie. I think it'll be fine. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully you get to see some of these in some reading vlogs coming up. It's November. That's crazy. I didn't even register the fact that that means there's only 2 months left of the year. Anyway, those are my 8 prompts. I'm going to recycle these. We'll try all new ones next month. And that's all. Thanks for coming. Glad to see ya. Let's move on.